on Mic Drop Sports. What is up? Make sure you are double tapping that screen, hitting that like button, hitting that share button, subscribing if you're not already, and if you're not watching it now, you can watch it later once it uploads. But I am your host, Jason, and we are diving in here, and it seems to be getting a little testy. Seems to be getting a little rough out there in the Aaron Rodgers market. At least some people are starting to speak out of it, or speak out about it. Um, Talking about one Ryan Clark, talking about possibilities of, you know what, this looking embarrassing. It's looking a little crazy for the Pittsburgh Steelers in terms of what Ryan Clark thinks about the situation. And it's just really starting to become one of those things to where the Steelers are starting to look a little bit out of sorts here as they continue to wait on Aaron Rodgers. Again, I've told you, none of this changes for the Steelers. The plan doesn't change. But why even hold the spot for this guy? It's time for the Steelers now to just move forward. You're looking at a time where the Pittsburgh Steelers off-season voluntary workouts begin next week. And you're going to want quarterbacks with their feet on the ground. You're going to want quarterbacks there. You're going to want quarterbacks involved in this process from the moment you say go, if that's the case. Now, draft picks, the draft isn't for about a little over a week here, about 9-10 days. So that's neither here nor there. Draft picks will join the team. But in terms of veteran quarterbacks, guys per se like Aaron Rodgers that you would want to pursue and have at the helm of your franchise for a year. You want that player to be in the building during voluntary workouts. You want that player to be in the building throughout the duration. And I know a lot of people will argue about when players come in, when does it matter to come in. I'm just saying if you're the Steelers and you've totally revamped your quarterback room 2 consecutive years in a row and you've had major adjustments at the quarterback position over the last, 4 years since the departure of Ben Roethlisberger. You look at this and you say to yourself, you need to get some continuity at that position, and there's no better time than now. You have to get it done, guys. So we're going to dive into all of that and talk a lot about anything you guys want to talk about inside of the chat. Let me dive in here to the chat. What's up, Mike Miller? What's up, Roberta Campbell? Donald Miller in the house. JD, what is up? Big Russ, what's up, man? Hey, man, I'm sorry I forgot to call you, Russ. That was my fault. Super busy, man, but I'm glad you got your thing back here. Good to see the little wrench beside your name as a moderator there, Russ. Good to see you, man. Thank you for your understanding with that. It's Rudolph's time. Yes, Donald, no doubt, man. My Floyd is Pink 79. What's up, man? Yeah, they really have heavy interest in Shedeur Sanders, and Shedeur Sanders has a heavy interest in the Steelers. Shedeur being quoted as talking about Mike Tomlin being kind of the same as Coach Prime inside of the building. So he kind of liked that variable. He felt that comfort level with Mike Tomlin. And that's a good thing. And, I have my things that I say about Mike Tomlin and the deficiencies he has. But, Shedeur seems to like him, and that is a big plus, man. You want to have a good head coach-quarterback relationship inside of your building. It's absolutely imperative. But, guys, honestly, if you're talking quarterbacks with the Pittsburgh Steelers, there's really 2 options in my eyes, and I keep on harping this, and I keep on beating the table for these 2 players, and that is one, Tyler Shuck would be choice 1 for me. Choice 2 is Will Howard. Those guys are quarterback ready right now. They are guys that can come in here and I think contribute. Guys that I think will fit into the system. Guys that you don't have to hope on a prayer being there when you pick. That's just my opinion. Shedeur, if he gets to the Steelers, awesome. I love Shedeur. You guys know that watch this show every day. You know my feelings of Shedeur Sanders. And I would not be opposed to him coming in and being a Pittsburgh Steeler. But again, I'm out on Jackson Dart. I would like Jackson Dart, earlier. Well, I did like him earlier in this draft process, but the more I've gotten to know other quarterbacks inside of this draft process, I would prefer Tyler Shuck, and Will Howard. Shedeur Sanders also being in that group for me. So those are my three quarterbacks that would be tops on my list. Shedeur, Tyler, and Will. Those are my guys. Those would be the guys that I have in mind if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers that I would try to target if I were involved in that draft process for the Steelers. That's what I would be beating the table for, standing up screaming for those three guys. Roberta says, I'm for Rudolph, man. Yeah, I think Mason will get the chance, man. Honestly, we're going to talk about this here in a second about the Aaron Rodgers stuff and what Ryan Clark said, that he feels absolutely, like this is becoming kind of embarrassing, just disgusting that the Steelers have kind of allowed this to go on. And again, guys, I don't think that it matters for the Steelers in any which way, shape, or form. But now it's starting to matter. Why? Because the offseason program's about to begin, and this is going to be a new offense because you don't allow Aaron Rodgers to just come in and change everything to what he wants, because you saw what that did in New York. It failed. So when you're bringing in anybody, especially Aaron Rodgers, you're going to tell him, look, man, we're going to try to really utilize your skill set and make you as comfortable as possible and do a lot of things that you like, but you're not coming in here and changing the whole system to the Aaron Rodgers system. You're just not doing it. And if that's not cool with you, then we just need not to do business. That's how you have to be if you're the Steelers. And if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers right now, I give Aaron Rodgers a hard deadline now. I give him till Friday. It's not next week. It's not after the draft. It's not anything. I reach out to his representation and I simply tell him, listen, we are your only option right now, basically. We're not paying you a boatload of cash. This is what we're willing to pay you, and you have until Friday to make that decision. If not, we are very comfortable in going with Mason Rudolph, and we are comfortable with going into the draft and trying to get one of those guys that I mentioned. It's Shedeur Sanders, a Tyler Shuck, a Will Howard. Those guys, I think one of them can be obtained by the Pittsburgh Steelers throughout this draft process. So if you're the Steelers, you simply have to say, enough is enough. We're done with it. We're done with the media circus. We're done talking about it. We're done waiting. And if you want to be a Steeler, you want to be a Steeler, period. But if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, since when do you start playing second fiddle to anybody? And once you start to do that as a franchise, once you start to be the other woman, once you start to be the side piece, per se, for lack of a better term, once you start to be that franchise, you look like a fool. You look like idiots. And it starts to snowball, and things start to look bad for you. And you can't do that. What's up, Freddy Bear VR? Soul Reaper. We don't know what that is. Heard Rooney spoke out today. Not sure what he said, but he's frustrated. I didn't see it. It didn't make headline news today, Russ. I usually, I always bring up headline news. I didn't see anything there. So if you have any information on it, throw it in the chat, brother. I don't think Sanders will be on the clock long enough for the Steelers. He may not, guys. I predict Shedeur Sanders. This is the real thing. Let me tell you what's going to happen with Shedeur. If Shedeur doesn't go inside of the top 10, guys, if he falls out of that top 10, this is how this is going to work. And I'm going to tell you this, and I'm pretty confident in this. If Shedeur falls outside of the top 10, he will take a dramatic slide. I'm talking, he'll be there when the Steelers pick, if not out of the first round. I'm just telling you guys, once a guy starts to, that's been projected to be up in that upper echelons inside of that top 10, once they take that slide out of that top 10, teams become really leery. Teams start to panic, guys, especially teams with inexperienced general managers, teams that are new and don't want to make a mistake because people are trying to keep their job. They're not trying to make any of those big, large reaches. They're just going to pass, and they're going to try to take things that they are players that they know can come in and contribute and positions of need. They're not going to reach too far. They're not going to go out there and try to get a quarterback that they have question marks on. Even if they don't have question marks on them as a franchise, they're going to see all those other teams that are inside of the top 10 passing, and they're going to get panicked, guys. I'm just letting you know that's how that will work. It always works that way for some weird reason. What's up, Tom Ford? If Sanders is gone before the Steelers pick, do you think they can get one of the other two quarterbacks you were talking about in another round? That's going to be a question. Having no second round pick, guys, is going to be a major, major deficiency for the Steelers here in 2025 if quarterback is going to be a position that they want to get. I think Tyler Shuck and Will Howard both go inside of round 2. I think both of them are gone just because people were starting to watch. People were starting to see what we saw here at Mike Drop Sports a long time ago. When we first started looking at them, over a month ago, we started to really look and take a dive in deep on these players. I think it was Mark Maloney brought Tyler Shuck to my attention. I really did a lot of deep diving in onto him. And I'm going to tell you guys, people were getting keen to what's going on with Tyler Shuck and Will Howard. And I'm going to tell you this, they are not going to be sitting there rounds 4 or 5. And I really, truly believe this. And a lot of people may say, Jason, you're crazy. But if the Steelers really, really, truly want one of those guys, they will trade something or someone to get back into round 2. That's how they're going to get that guy. How do they do that? I don't know. Is it a player? Is it some other sort of long-term, future picks type move? Do they trade back in the first round to perhaps get a second round pick? Those are options, guys. And that could be something, though, that would cost you maybe Shedeur Sanders. Or if you're the Steelers and you see Shedeur come out of that top 10, like I'm talking about, and everybody starts to panic, the teams start to hit that panic button, and you see Shedeur slide, don't be shocked if the Steelers trade back because they're going to be comfortable saying to themselves, well, Shedeur's sliding. Maybe everybody passes on him, and we're going to move back a little bit because we're comfortable, and maybe he'll be there in round 1, or we're okay with him going somewhere else because we know we're going to maybe get that second round pick back and we're going to be able to get a Tyler Shuck or a Will Howard and roll with what we got in Mason Rudolph as the wily veteran. Maybe that's the plan, guys. There are several ways the Steelers can attack this. And some look at that as a deficiency, saying that the Steelers maybe have handicapped themselves this offseason. And I think that there's, again, several paths that necessarily don't mean that they did anything wrong here. It may not look great to you on face value as a fan right now, but I think that there is a bigger, broader plan. And again, having Aaron Rodgers means nothing either way. It's going to be the same plan. You're going to take swings on young guys. It's just who you get and how you get them. And you want to make sure you're getting them for the best value, man. You got to bargain shop a little bit here in 2025. If you really want to spend, 2026 is going to be a time where you spend. And it's not just because the draft is in Pittsburgh. It's not just because maybe the draft class might be better. We don't know. The college football season still has to play out in 2025. But the reason being is the compensatory picks that the Steelers possess. We've brought that up several times here on the show, that the Steelers are going to have the opportunity to still fill out a draft class, but still be able to make a major move. So that's where you would make that big swing. And it's not because of any of the factors that the big box media is talking about. It's simply because the Steelers have accumulated or are accumulating a massive amount of compensatory picks, adding to the value of that draft class, giving them the opportunity to be able to trade a second round pick, a first round pick. They're going to give them that opportunity and not be able to crush the Steelers' development, not be able to kill their process of building a football team through the draft, because you're still going to be able to fill out a quality draft class using the compensatory picks to your advantage, not necessarily using them to trade up, but using them to fill out an actual draft class for the 2026 season, allowing you to still take that big swing and go after somebody of high value inside of the quarterback market. That's where the Steelers are, guys. And here in 2025, you don't have to make any of those mistakes. You don't have to swing massive spending. You don't have to massively spend here in terms of draft capital and things of that nature to get to where you want to be. And Aaron Rodgers would just be a bonus and another bridge, another quarterback in the room. But if you're the Steelers, you have to have high confidence in what Mason Rudolph can bring to the table. I truly believe that they're comfortable with him. So we'll see what exactly happens, but you see all of these paths starting to open up. So if you were a Steeler fan, don't panic. And that's where it kind of get bummed out here about with what Ryan Clark's talking about how he's getting kind of just sick. It's sickening to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers wait on Aaron Rodgers and sick watching this all transpire. I'm kind of wondering why Ryan is just saying these things now. And I have ultimate respect for Ryan Clark, one of the best media people out there, one of the best Pittsburgh Steelers, man, that I remember in my lifetime with his style of play. And he really, truly embodied what a Pittsburgh Steeler is and should be. But I really am just bothered by why all of a sudden he's trying to hit that panic button with it. Because again, Ryan, I'm going to tell you, you don't have to worry. It doesn't matter. This situation doesn't affect the Steelers in any way. Actually, it does. It affects them in one way, the media circus. But if you're not being talked about, you fall off. So it's good in the aspect of people continually talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, that's good for business. But here's the facts, guys. Aaron Rodgers doesn't affect the Steelers in any way, shape, or form. And if you're the Steelers, I feel like you should just give Aaron that hard deadline. Just give him the deadline. Say enough is enough. Be done with it. Because it is going to affect if he's not in the building early. That's just my opinion. So you've waited on this situation. It's had no real effect on your football team, but it's going to starting next week when your voluntary mini camps, your voluntary off-season workouts begin for the Pittsburgh Steelers on the south side of Pittsburgh at the Rooney Sports Complex. And you want that guy in the building. So give him that hard deadline for Friday. That's just my opinion. Hell, even just say, hard deadline, Sunday night, let us know. We'll see you at work on Monday. That's what I would do if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I would honestly just really be truthful. We're not paying you a truckload of money. We're not giving you more than 1 year. Do you want to go chase a Lombardi with two quality, talented wide receivers on the edge that are going to be able to really open up the run game, that are going to really be able to open up the underneath pass game for a guy like Pat Freiermuth? If you want those things, come to the Steelers. We're going to work on our defense here a little bit. We've already brought in some cornerbacks. We got Eccles. We got Slay. We're really trying to make sure that our secondary's, back to being full strength here. Also, if I'm the Steelers, I'm going to say to Aaron Rodgers, we're not going to misuse Minkah Fitzpatrick and TJ Watt this season. We're going to allow them to play the style of football that they need to play to be successful. We're going to hopefully broaden the schematics of the Pittsburgh Steelers defensively, and we're going to make a run at this thing. And again, guys, nobody at the quarterback position is going to benefit more than Aaron Rodgers would with the weapons that the Steelers possess right now. The addition of DK Metcalf, I believe, is so much more important than a lot of people know. A lot of people even realize, because that opens up tremendous things for guys like Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, Jaylen Warren, not to mention any type of real rookie that they get at the running back position that could come in with some real fresh legs and have some burst to come in as a good change of pace. I'm just telling you guys, that addition of DK Metcalf made things really exciting for any player that's going to play quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's kind of a spit in the face to guys like DK Metcalf, George Pickens, Calvin Austin, Pat Freiermuth, that people don't want to come play with them because they are going to be absolutely freaking dangerous, guys. I'm telling you. Even Mason Rudolph behind that weaponry will be absolutely nuts. He will put up video game numbers. And if you don't believe me, just wait and see if it happens. Wait and see if he gets the opportunity afforded to him this time. Wait and see if the Steelers give him that chance, because I'm telling you guys, he will put up video game numbers with those players. I'm telling you. Let's stop for a second. Super chat coming in from Steelers Lee. Steeler Lee, thank you, man, for the super chat. Truly appreciate it. Super chats are always open here on the channel, guys. We truly appreciate it. Also, get yourself those Mic Drop Mafia memberships. 99 cents a month. Always be 99 cents a month. Let's go back to Steeler Lee's comment on his super chat. First super chat of the day. Ryan Clark's issue is that they're putting Rodgers' decision above the team. And I think you're right. And that's a good, and if that's the way he's looking at it, I'm cool with it. And that changes my perspective a little bit on it. If he is, getting pissed because the Steelers are putting that Aaron Rodgers bullshit above all else, yeah, he doesn't want to see his team crumble. And that goes back to a lot of what I was saying earlier about starting to be that team that plays second fiddle, that just kisses ass of players. Look at the Cleveland Browns, guys. Nobody wants to come play there. They have to pay crazy contracts or trade for somebody and force them to come into the building. People don't voluntarily go to the Browns. And if you're the Steelers, you don't want that to become your bullshit. You don't want that to become something that happens inside of your building. So if Ryan Clark, if that's why he's pissed, awesome, because they shouldn't put it above anything. And that's maybe another thing that I say, give him that hard deadline for this weekend, because you don't want a quarterback that isn't going to be there during voluntary offseason workouts. You want them to be able to have the chance, even if George Pickens doesn't come, even if DK Metcalf doesn't come, which I'm sure those guys will come sometimes. But here's the thing, guys. You're going to get time with who? Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson. You're going to get time with Pat Freiermuth. You're going to get time with big Darnell Mount Washington. You're going to get time with guys that are farther down on the depth chart. You're going to get that time. And there is no substitute for that, guys. Timing, anticipation, understanding each other, understanding their signals and things. There's no substitute for that. And bet your ass Mason Rudolph will be in the building. Mason Rudolph will have his hard hat on coming to work. Bet your ass on that, guys. There is no doubt about it. No, I agree, Steeler Lee. No one person is above the logo and the colors. The name on the back means nothing, guys. Absolutely nothing. All right, guys. We'll keep talking here. JD, after what happened last year with two quarterbacks, I thought they would never, ever pick. I have no idea who would be in the running for quarterback for the Steelers this year. It's Mason Rudolph, 1,000%. And guys, I think I truly believe that the Steelers have a lot of lip service about wanting a running style quarterback. That's out of the mouth of Mike Tomlin. But don't get it twisted here, guys. Arthur Smith wants a guy that can throw from the pocket. And so does Mike Tomlin. They want a guy that can throw when they got to or when they need to be able to stand in that pocket. And you saw Mason do that the last time he was a Pittsburgh Steeler. You saw him do it as a Tennessee Titan. He does have the ability to stand in the pocket in the face of adversity. When people were breathing down his neck, man, up in his face, he is still able to deliver the football with anticipation and poise. And you got to love that about Mason Rudolph and his game. But no matter, again, guys, whoever is quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to tremendously benefit from this weaponry. Just the simple addition of DK Metcalf makes things really, really difficult for opposing defenses. When you have George Pickens and DK Metcalf out there on the edges, guys, I'm telling you, it changes the dynamic of the whole defensive game plan. Things are definitely way, way different here. All right, guys, make sure you're double tapping that screen, hitting that like button for us here on Steel City Live, only here on Mic Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, super chats are open, and memberships are always open, 99 cents a month. You can find that in your couch cushions. Make sure you have your gifts turned on in case anybody donates memberships. You don't want to miss out on that opportunity, and we truly, truly appreciate that. And a lot of members-only stuff is going to be coming your way here soon. I'm definitely wanting to enhance that program Instagram. And great news, guys, we are almost to 100 here for paid membership. So that's absolutely awesome for a channel our size. We're almost to 5,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already, make sure you do subscribe. This is one of the channels that I think you need to come to and be a part of, no doubt about it. So definitely do that if you can. And hit that subscribe button. Again, we're almost to 100 paid members, so we need like 20 some more. So let's go and get those memberships working today, 99 cents a month. Let's get back to the chat. Again, guys, this is another thing about this channel I want to say. We include you a lot, man. If you want to be included in the live shows, this is the place to come, because we really include you guys, and we pride ourselves on doing that each and every single day. Tom Ford, the more I hear about him, the more I like Tyler Shuck. Yeah, he's definitely somebody that's going to wear on you, no doubt, man, and somebody you're really going to start to like the more and more you watch him. And you know another thing I like about Tyler Shuck that Tom brought up here, when he says, the more I hear about him, the more I see him, you start to like him a little bit more. What I really like about Tyler Shuck, I think his consistency, I think things of that nature, I think his anticipation is really good. I think he has an arm that can make all the throws, and I think he's mature enough to be able to step in due to his extended time inside of college football, being able to just figure it out, having that time to mature, not being thrusted into the NFL at age 20, where you're barely just becoming a man, you're still trying to figure out who you are. And Tyler Shuck, in my opinion, understands who he is and is going to be able to come in and do big, big things, man. And I think age is not a factor there. And you're going to hear the big box media talk about his age. Guys, it doesn't matter. Say he plays 12 years, which is absolutely awesome. What, he'll be 36, 37 years old? Okay, great. Whoopee shit. These quarterbacks are playing till they're 40-something. Look at the guy the Steelers are trying to court right now who's on the wrong side of 40. Trying to kiss his ass, willing to pay probably $30, $40 million per year for him. I think Tyler Shuck will be just fine for about 10 years. That'll be good for me, man. 10 years out of a quarterback at the pro level, I'll take it. I think we draft Tyler Shuck, if not Will Howard. I'd like that, Russ, no doubt about it. I'm going to skip around here. TJ Black, Sanders is the only quarterback worth taking, but if he's not there, you trade down and fill your areas and prepare for 2026 draft class. He's not the only quarterback worth taking, TJ Black. I'll disagree there. I think he's a fine guy to take. I would love to have him. Shador's smart. I feel like his arm is good enough. I feel like Shador is a tough guy. I feel like he understands defenses. I feel like he understands pressure. He has, again, been in the face of the media since he was a young man, playing football on TV in high school, having Netflix shows, having other YouTube features. He has been in the spotlight since he was a young man playing the quarterback position. He's transferred now. He's played in 2 different offensive systems inside of college, one at an HBCU with Jackson State, then moving to a Division I school with the Colorado Buffaloes, playing for his dad. I really believe Shador understands how to handle all this bullshit that comes with the NFL. It's not just playing on the football field. It's not just the locker room. It's not just the media. It's everything, guys. Everything is magnified, and I think Shador can handle that in a big, big, big way, man. What's up, Steve Winters? What's up, Mark Malone? Big Dog, Robert Road. What is up, my friends? Good to see you. I'll get to you guys as I work down through the chat. Steeler Lee, Rooney can be frustrated all he wants. He allowed Rodgers to put us in the mess we are in. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, man. No doubt about it. Rooney could have put a kibosh to a lot of this shit. Russ, what's everyone think of Milroe? He's moving up the board. I don't see it. I don't see it either, man. He is a major product. A major project. Sorry, my friends. Thank you for subbing, Big Dog. I appreciate that. A new subscriber to the Mic Drop Sports family is Big Dog. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. But again, Jalen Milroe is a project, guys. He is a guy that you're going to have to take several years. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but he is not NFL ready right now, guys. He is not. And if you're in the quarterback situation that the Steelers are in right now, you're going to want a guy that is closer to being ready as opposed to being really, really far away from being ready. Because if you do lack depth, say Mason Rudolph is your starter, you have Skylar Thompson, you want that other young guy to be a guy that's going to be somebody that you could really, lean on if need be. A guy that you can throw in there and be comfortable that they're somewhat ready for the NFL game. And Jalen Milroe is not ready for an NFL offense. He is not ready to pass the football at the NFL level, guys. He is not. He can run the football at the NFL level, but he is not an NFL-ready passer, man. His deficiencies in the pass game are massive. You can watch all the highlight tapes you want, and they'll pump it up, and you'll think that he's some great passer. But I urge you to go watch games in their entirety, and I urge you to watch his consistency. I urge you to watch his anticipation. It's just not there, guys, and I urge you to do some of that self-study on your own. They showed the guys invited to the draft, and Sanders wasn't invited. Yeah. If I'm a player now, Roberto, I wouldn't even want to go sit at the draft, man. I wouldn't. Boxing Man and Danny George say Will Howard is trash. I don't think so, but you guys are entitled to your opinion because I could be dead wrong, no doubt about it. What's up, Danny? You sure missed the best show in the nation and best chat between health issues and phone issues. Thrilled to be back, man. Yeah, Russ, we love to have you, man. Thank you, bro. Just learning again, the Steelers are like the Kardashians. Jesse James is gaining momentum. Please, the Steelers have had the same offense off season the last 3 or 4 years in a row. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't know really what you're comparing. The offseason is the offseason. You're going to go into the draft. You're going to try to figure it out, They're all different. I don't know what you mean by the same. The Steelers locker room wants Mason. That means a lot. Will give their all for him. Yeah, man, definitely somebody that they want to stand behind is a big plus, no doubt about it. And I think the Steelers really need to look at that. Let's get through the chat a little bit. Big Dog says, let TJ go for Shedeur Sanders. Nah. I'm not trading TJ Watt for Shedeur. I'm sorry. There's just that I can't. That one I can't go for. TJ has never won a playoff game. TJ can't stop the run. He just gets sacks. I feel like TJ is the best defender the Steelers have, guys. That's no lie. You guys know that too. He can do a lot, man. He makes tackles. He's all over the place. Are there things he could do better? Absolutely. But I can't get on board with trading him to go get Shedeur Sanders. Why sign 1-year rental, total waste? No, I don't think it's a waste, Russ. I think that they can make it work. I think that, they could strike lightning in a bottle. And again, it's not even about the money, guys. And I know a lot of fans worry about the Steelers and the money that they spend, and they don't want them to waste money or whatever. It's not our money, guys. And trust me, they got it. They got all the money that they need. They got all the money at their disposal. Money's not an issue, guys, for the Steelers. Money isn't an issue. It's just the issue is where they choose to spend the money. That's the issue. But as far as finding the money, it doesn't matter. If they spent $35-40 million on Aaron Rodgers, guys, it doesn't matter. They got it, and they'll make it work. And I really urge you guys to do a lot of research on about the cap and what the salary cap and what all that entails and different ways around the salary cap and things that teams can do to alleviate cap pressure and things of that nature. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised to find out that the cap is a fictitious number and that spending can be done in large quantities. So I just want to bring that up. Mason was a joke with the Titans. What the hell are you talking about? That's from Boxing Men 1. Go listen to Ramon Foster, an all-pro tackle, or an all-pro offensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Go listen to Moan, an all-pro right guard. I believe he played right guard. listen to what Ramon has to say about Mason, guys. And boxing men, again, don't go watch highlight tapes. I want you to go and watch full games. I want you to go and watch what Mason does best. He played for a shitty team, guys. But what did he possess last year that was still there, that he had with the Pittsburgh Steelers when he was one of the top 5 NFL quarterbacks throughout that time statistically? You know, the stats that everybody breathes life or looks at and talks about all the time, but they only matter when they want to push a narrative that they want to push. But if you look at what Mason Rudolph did in 2023 as a Pittsburgh Steeler, you saw those same qualities in Tennessee, but it was a pitiful team. A team that, you know, a lot of those interceptions weren't Mason's. And if you listen to Ramon Foster talk, a guy that covered the Titans, that watched every single Titans game, he'll tell you that probably 2 or 3, sorry guys, we had a little glitch there, but 2 or 3 of those were actually Mason's fault, just to let you know. So Mason's not horrible. He possesses great pocket presence. He's lost that happy feet that he used to have whenever he was young, first couple years with the Steelers. He doesn't have that anymore. He has real comfort, real poise, real ability to understand and recognize defenses. Mason Rudolph is the real deal, man. I'm just telling you. And you say who cares what he said? He knows way more than you, boxing men. I'm not trying to be a dick to you, but your football knowledge is probably about an 1/8 or 16th of what Ramon Foster knows. And I'm not trying to dog you. I'm just saying to you, man, you got to watch tape. When you make just crazy comments, it's just crazy. Yeah, and you make yourself look stupid a little bit. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to look and really evaluate things. And if you want to come here to Mic Drop Sports, you want to try to have good conversation, man. We're trying to talk the truth. We're going to try to really dive into things that matter, not just the troll and try to stir shit. That's not what we do here. We're diving into things that actually matter and really talk about the truth of what these players are or going through or going to be. Our Steelers are soft now. Tomlin needs to go. I want Bill Cowher back. Too soft. I want Bill Cowher. That's 2 in a row. Oh, my Lord. I'm not trying to be mean, but the accident, my use of coward, will also calling the opposite option soft is hilarious. If it was a joke, well done. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. Oh, so you're trying to say Cowher was a coward? Come on, guys. Hey, come on. Big Bill wasn't. Big Bill Cowher might have been a lot of things, but a coward he was not. Robert Rhodes, Shador, Howard, Dart, or Shuck. If we get any one of these quarterbacks, I'll be happy. Defensive line and running back are a must in this year's draft. Yeah, the Steelers did do something interesting. Also, they used their last pre-draft visit on Kyren Williams, the running back prospect. Let's get his numbers real quick. I wanted to make sure that I talked about Kyren and see where he is in terms of the rankings. Let's talk about Kyren. Where is he? Sorry, guys. I just want to make sure that I had his numbers up here, and I should have brought it up ahead of time, but I did not. I believe he's probably ranked like 10th or 12th, something like that. Maybe even farther down. Wow. Holy shit. Damn. Wow, where is he? Damn it. Sorry, guys, I was just trying to find him so I could bring in his numbers. Hell, I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. Where the hell did he go? Sorry, guys. I'm looking for somebody here. I'm looking for Williams. Well, we'll find it. I'll find it during the show here sometime. All right, guys, double tap that screen, hit that like button. We will continue to dive in here on Steel City Live. We're about 40 minutes in. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, all that good shit. Super chats are always open, and don't forget to get your Mic Drop Mafia memberships, 99 cents a month. You could be involved in tons of cool things that are going to go on for our members this season. What's up, Miss Pittsburgh? Waving that terrible towel for Miss P. Big Dog Pickens needs hooked on phonics. Yeah, he's a dummy. And people can say whatever they want and say I'm being crazy or overcritical. I've listened to the guy talk. He's a real dummy. Excellent athlete, real talent, man. Super talent, but a super dummy, man. What's up, Mark Collins? What's up, Craig Werlo? Yeah, he's a dummy. When you don't know what the word optimistic means, truly don't know what the word optimistic means, and people said, oh, he just misspoke. No, the guy didn't know what optimistic meant. He didn't know what that word was. How are you in the NFL? How are you playing at the NFL level, understanding NFL offenses if you're too big of a dummy to understand the word optimistic and you're a graduate from a fucking monster university? I don't understand that, guys. Mark Malone, dude, I'm leaning more towards Howard at this point. Look at the games he played in the playoffs and championship. I can see what you mean, Mark, because those playoff games, those big, meaningful games, they matter. They matter, guys. And I know a lot of people say it's just college or whatever. Those games matter because they're on big stages, guys. They're nationally televised. There's a lot on the line. There's a lot of people at them. You know, a lot of eyes on you, a lot of media. It's similar to what you get in the NFL week in and week out, you know, and definitely they matter. So Will Howard definitely gets a leg up from playing in those games and having the poise to guide his football team to a national championship. That matters, guys. What about Arch Manning next year? What about him? You know, I hear what you're saying, big dog. I definitely do, and I'd love to have a Manning in the house in the Steel City, no doubt about it. But, guys, we have to let this college football season play out, and there could be a ton of things that happen. Injuries, guys just fall off the map, you know. The quarterback landscape of 2026 may be a good one right now, but that could drastically change as we approach that 2026 offseason. So we definitely gotta, you know, really just keep that into perspective, guys. You know, I love the enthusiasm for it because I love what you guys dive in about those quarterbacks and make comments and all that. I love that. But, yeah, we just got to keep it in perspective and understand that this thing could drastically change from now until then. Power. I still missed the chin. Yeah, remember? Hey, look at that chin. Am I a descendant of Bill Cowher? Am I somehow, I got to do a 23andMe. Or whatever those DNA shits are. I might be related to the chin. I might be. We might be long lost distant relatives. I spit like Kim. I got the big chin. I'm just saying. Bill, holler at your boy. I might be a fourth cousin twice removed or something. I don't know. All right, guys, while I'm getting a sip of my drink, I need you guys to crush that like button. It's absolutely free. Double tap that screen, hit that like button. Super chats are open. Memberships are open. And if you want your comment read instantly, super chats are always welcome. Steve Winters says, hi, Jason. Hope all is well, my friend. I like your take on the Louisville quarterback. But I'm going to tell you, and you heard it from me, Dart is going to be a stud. Remember I said this, go Steelers. We will remember that for sure, Steve. I'll remember it, my friend. And he may very well be. And I was really high on Jackson Dart. I really, really was. And I'm not discounting him. But right now, he's about 4th or 5th on my list right now. But he's still a quality prospect, and he could definitely blossom into something very, very good. So I'm not discounting him or taking him out of the conversation. I just like Tyler and Will a little bit better right now. Yeah, he did, Mark. Won MVP. No doubt about it. Yeah, against the number 1 ranked defense in the in NCAA football. No doubt, man. No doubt. All right, guys. Jason, I don't know if you saw Pat McAfee talking to Ian Rappaport about TJ Watt not being happy, and apparently the reason is he wants to be paid more than Myles Garrett. Apparently he wants more money. No, that's okay. Yeah, he may very, very well want that. Guys, I got to tell you again, I said this yesterday, and if you guys missed the show yesterday, I want to really say something again that I want you guys to remember. Trent Jordan Watt is not going anywhere. He will be a Pittsburgh Steeler in 2025, 2026, 2027, he will be a Pittsburgh Steeler. They will sign him, guys. The money is not an issue, guys. I'm just telling you, they will make that work. Of course, they're going to negotiate and try to get themselves the cheapest deal possible, guys. It's going to be back and forth with the negotiations. And I feel like, we all get panicked as Steeler fans, like, oh, God, they're going to let him walk. Guys, business is business, and they'll get it done, but they're going to go back and forth, man. They definitely want to make sure that they get the best deal that they can. No doubt about it. But he may be very upset about that. No one knows because TJ doesn't do a lot of interviews. Will Howard is not trash facts. He and Tyler Shuck are the two best quarterbacks in this. That's from Mark Collins. Steeler Lee, I would trade Minka for capital. You could. I think if you have Minka on the roster in 2025, you got to let him play the way he should be playing and not just being back there as a center fielder, guys. That killed Minka's production being back there. And what I think happened when I was thinking about this more and more, when I'm looking at Minka Fitzpatrick and I'm looking how the Steelers were utilizing Minka Fitzpatrick in 2025, I believe the injuries of 2024 or 2024, how they used him in 2024, I was looking and thinking to myself, the injuries of 2023, I think really scared the Steelers into trying to preserve Minka Fitzpatrick a little bit, trying to keep him back out of the action. And that's why another big reason for bringing Deshaun Elliott was there. Because Deshaun Elliott can play down in the box. He can do that dirty work. He can come down and make plays. But Minka thrives down there also. And I think the Steelers learned a hard lesson last year with Minka Fitzpatrick. I think what they need to do is mix it up. You're bringing each guy down occasionally. You're mixing it up. You're making people guess who's in there. You're making them utilize movements and pre-snap movements on the defensive side of the football are there too. Those are reality. You want to mix things up a little bit for offenses and keep quarterbacks guessing. And when you got Minka Fitzpatrick, you got Deshaun Elliott back there, you have to utilize them and not just make them have carved out definitive, this is your damn role, you don't do anything else type players. You don't want them to be that. You want them to be guys that you never know what the hell they're going to do. And that was the beauty of a guy like Troy Polamalu. You never knew what he was going to do. You didn't know if he was going to be playing center field. You didn't know if he was going to drop down in the box. Hell, you didn't even know if he was going to be on the line of scrimmage. You just never knew. And that's where the Steelers need to take a page out of their book from the past and realize that you have two safeties right now that you can do a lot of different exotic things with. And until they realize that, they're just going to be playing Jane, guys. You hear the people talk about Minka gets paid too much, this and that. And I'm in that boat right now. I think for his lack of production, definitely. He's definitely getting paid too much. But I think a lot of people in this podcast realm covering the Steelers, I think they overlook how Minka Fitzpatrick was used and why. They see that he was used as a center fielder 99.9% of the time. They see that, but they don't give you a reason as to why that was happening. And I believe, again, that was due to the injuries of 2023. They were scared that Minka Fitzpatrick was going to be injury-riddled yet again. And we talk about the lack of production for Minka Fitzpatrick. And I blame a lot of that on that injury-filled 2023. So that got him off to a real bad start. But I truly believe if Minka Fitzpatrick and Deshaun Elliott are utilized in the correct way, we're not having this conversation anymore. We're not talking about Minka Fitzpatrick and his salary anymore. We're not talking about drafting safeties or anything like that. We're talking about the two, probably one of the better safety duos in the entire NFL with Minka Fitzpatrick and Deshaun Elliott if utilized correctly. And then we look at the schematics and we ask ourselves why they were doing that or what could they change. You got to put that at Mike Tomlin's feet, guys. You see, that is a Mike Tomlin defense, my friends. That is schematics from Mike Tomlin's head. That is what he wants. It isn't Terrell Austin's defense. He is a more blitz-heavy type coordinator. But yet they don't do those types of things because they follow the Mike Tomlin way of life in the city of Pittsburgh. And it's his show, but he got to take the blame too. And people can't sit there and just be like, oh, we'll brush Mike Tomlin's bullshit under the rug. Where were we? Sorry, guys, I'm moving around here a little bit. Let me try to find some more comments. Guys, if I miss your comment, you can put it back in. But I'm trying to just mix it up a little bit here, guys. Shit. My computer froze, so great. Let it reload here a second. So, I'll be back at the bottom of the chat again. Let me move back up. They need to give Elliott a second contract. Yeah, they need to do that now, though. They can't wait, and then you're in a TJ Watt situation. Situation with TJ is way overblown. Will be a Steeler, get his $42 million, and he did speak out the other day, said he wants to be a Steeler for fans, players, city, and especially get Cam a Super Bowl. I didn't even hear him talk, man, so thank you, man. I did not even know he spoke. Thank you, Russ. Jonathan Stevens, we are in here. Make sure you are liking and subscribing, sending super chats, sending those Mic Drop Mafia memberships. Guys, we're almost to 100 paid members. That is absolutely awesome. You look at channels that have 30-some thousand subscribers, with some of them I don't even know how they have it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, they'll have like 30-some thousand subscribers, man, and they don't have tons of paid subscribers. So I'm so proud of you guys. Let's get to 100 here and get those Mic Drop Mafia memberships. They're 99 cents a month, guys. They're absolutely dirt cheap. I made them as cheap as you can make them. So that'll always be the case. So let's get those Mic Drop Mafia memberships. It's really, scrap the perks that it gives you or anything. It's really just to help support the work of the channel. Shout out to Troy from Lucas Van Dyke, Steve Winters. Troy was a special talent. He was a generational talent. You don't get many safeties like that. Yeah, you don't get many players like that, man. It's definitely few and far between. TJ contract should have been taken care of last year. Absolutely, Tom, without a doubt. Yeah, and I heard that, Russ. They're whacking people. Mark Collins says, I hope we draft Quinshon Judkins, running back Ohio State. I think Williams from DT would be a great, good third-day pick. Yeah, I would love Quinshon Judkins, man. He's an exciting player. Hey, I've had Minka babysitting other players, not letting him play his role. Should be able to get back to it. I hope so, Russ, definitely. I believe they will play Thornhill as a deep safety. Russ, Jason, I said same thing about Austin being blitz heavy yesterday. Tomlin needs to let his coaches coach their game. Absolutely. What's up, Foots Big? Good to see you, Robert Road. Juan Thornhill is a freak athlete that should be great in three safety schemes, as he can cover very well as long as he is healthy. That's it, man. Staying healthy is the key, no doubt about it. Tom Ford, but I'd rather have Jackson Dart than Shedeur Sanders. That's from Tom Ford. Russ, Jason, am I taking it wrong? Why are you saying we only have 100 Mafia members? Think we should have over 4,000? Oh, paid members, Russ, the 99-cent memberships. We have almost 5,000, actually. We have way over 4,000. We're almost to 5,000 subscribers to the channel, but paid members, we only have a little over 70. We're almost to 100. We need like 20-some more to hit 100 paid members of the Mic Drop Mafia. Oh, Tom Ford says, for the first round, I want a Marion Hampton. Man, I still, guys, even for a Marion Hampton, Ashton Genty, guys, I don't know. They're great, and I can see why you want them, definitely, and I'm not dogging you wanting them. But, man, does it hurt my heart to take a running back in round one. It really does, guys. Najee Harris scarred me for life, and I know a lot of people will say, oh, he had 1,000 yards every year, blah, 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 blah. Guys, he wasn't first-round talent. I'm sorry. He didn't do enough. Just saying. That's just my opinion. Guys, he averaged less than 60 yards a game. It just, look how many 100-yard games he had. Oh, I know. We'll blame it on the offensive line. We won't blame it on Najee Harris trying to act like he's Barry Sanders or trying to act like he's Le'Veon Bell hurdling people. We'll not blame anything on Najee. You know, none of it was Najee's fault. It was all the Steelers' fault. It was other position groups' fault. None of it was Najee Harris, the first-round pick, None of that was his fault, you know. I get that, so I don't even want to talk about Naj. But man, that's what scares me off, Tom. But definitely great talent, no doubt, and I could see why you'd want him because he's going to be a fantastic player, no doubt about it. Steve Winters, Jason, in your honest opinion, why do you think the Steelers' defense fell apart at the end of last year? In my honest opinion, I think it was due to lack of scheme, first and foremost, lack of complexity. I feel like it was very predictable, very basic, very plain. I felt like players, too, were tired, were wore down, were beat up. Again, why? I don't know. But again, I'm going to put more of it on schematics than anything. I'm going to put a lot of it on the offense, too. The offense could have been better, could have helped them out, could have kept them off the field a little bit more. But again, all in all, I'll say the secondary was an issue. I'll say the cornerback spot was an issue. I felt like Joey Porter had a good year. Joey Porter Jr. did. But you look at the other side. Yeah, we had Dante Jackson have those interceptions, and those were wonderful. But he missed a lot of time with the back injury. He got bullied around a little bit too. We saw Cam Sutton get ate up, and Mike Tomlin refused to put back Beanie Bishop into that period or into that fold more. Instead, he kept going with Cam, even though Cam was playing bad at the time. So we're going to lay a lot of that at Tomlin and Teryl Austin, and that's just my true, honest opinion. Another 9 or 10 win season coming, shaking my head. Yeah, I mean, probably, no doubt about it. My favorite quarterback was Bradshaw. Yeah, I mean, he's a 4-time Super Bowl champ. It's hard not to be your favorite. No running back should be drafted first round, not the way they use multiple. Yeah, guys, and that's a good comment that Mark puts in there. Good thought. In today's NFL, you don't have to have a premier back. Now, having a Saquon Barkley, that's awesome. Finding guys like that, they don't come around very often. Guys like this fella, Franco, they don't come around very often, my friends. Man, ain't that cool? 1984 Steelers media guide with Frank O on the cover. That's pretty damn cool. But anyway, and there's one up there from Chuck Noll, 1988. But anyway, it's done by committee more than it is now, guys. Why do you think the position has been devalued so much? It's because they get a stable of guys and they just roll with it. And they can find what each of their running backs does really, really well, and they capitalize on those things. That's what smart offensive coordinators do. Black and gold, hope all is well. Jason, been working late, so I've been watching the replays lately, listening to my Nationals playing the Pirates, man. They whooped us yesterday. Yeah, man, got another week till the draft. Good to see you, black and gold. Russ, I like Hampton too, and Scatterboot is a dog, always over 2,000 yards. Ton of TDs, think 15 a season. Robert Rowe, things are going well. Oh, he's talking about Russ, or talking to Russ. The defensive tackle from New England is an animal. He is nasty. That's from Mark Collins, black and gold. Now that it looks less likely with Rodgers coming in, do we draft a quarterback in the first, or would it be like going into the trenches again, whether it's defensive or offensive line? I think it's still defensive line is the main target. I truly do. But I'm not going to be surprised if they choose any path, guys, because no one truly knows. And again, I want everybody to really, truly remember this. You go out there and you can listen to every podcast that you want. You can go out there and listen to all the Mel Kipers, all the Todd McShays, all the so-called draft experts. Nobody can predict the runs on position groupings. Nobody. That is the part of the natural ebbs and flows of the draft. And guys, you'll see it happen again here in 2025. You'll see a position group start to get gobbled up. People panic, and there's a huge run. What does those runs do? It knocks players like a guy like Shedeur Sanders out of the top 10, which now freaks people out. Now that player drops down. There's so many of those things that can happen inside of the NFL draft. Guys like Aaron Rodgers waiting around in the draft room forever on draft night. Those things always happen, guys. So no one can predict those things. We just have to really wait and see. All right, guys, make sure double tapping that screen, hitting that like button for us here on Steel City Live, only on Mic Drop Sports. Let's get back to the chat. R.I.P. Franco, no doubt, man, no doubt. Russ, at nose like Kenneth Grant and Alfred Collins, draft both, put on a defensive end, both capable need D-line guys, stop and running game. Absolutely. Alfred Collins is my sleeper pick of this draft for the Steelers, and I think they can get him later in the draft. I think he's a guy that definitely can contribute. I just wish he had a little bit quicker first step. I bet the Steelers may take James Pierce Jr. is a dark horse from Tennessee. That's from Mark Collins. Lucas Van Dyke, Franco was a dog. Steve Winters, yeah, you're right about some of these NFL experts, but you got to also understand they're trying to put the best player for the best fit for each team. Yeah, and here's another thing. You bring up a good point, Steve. All these so-called experts, they don't know what the best fit for each team is because they don't intimately cover each team. It's hard to know what the holes are and what player is going to fit that team best when you really don't intimately watch them. You watch the highlights of them. You don't sit down and watch game after game after game after game of that team. And they don't have enough time. And it's not a knock on them. They just don't have enough time to truly intimately be involved with each NFL franchise. So they're watching, again, highlights. They're listening to rumor mills. They're catching bits and pieces from people. They don't really truly know what is exactly the best fit for these teams. And that's why the Mel Kipers are never, ever right. Todd McShay is sometimes. But Mel Kiper, he hasn't been right ever. The guy is the worst at it, but yet is praised for it. And I've never understood that. Made millions of dollars throughout his life doing something that he's absolutely horrible at and has really bad knowledge sometimes. And his predictions are off the wall, dude. It's just crazy to me, some of the things that he says. But hey, congrats to Mel. Do your thing, man. I'm happy he's been able to support his family off of it. Thank God, that's an awesome thing to stumble into, no doubt. I think it's more of his look and his voice and things that keep him employed. People liked it, Mark Collins in the fourth. I think you could get him there. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up, man. I appreciate you guys. I'm all caught up in the chat, man. Definitely thank you guys all for joining us here on Steel City Live, right here on Mic Drop Sports, only here on Mic Drop Sports. Thank you to everybody that's a new subscriber from tonight. We truly appreciate it. Don't forget, man, tell a friend, share the show. I always post the shows a little bit earlier, so turn on your notification bell. When you see that pop up there, go into the show. Hit the like button early. Go and hit that share button. Share it onto your social medias. Definitely will help spread the word of us, what we're doing here. And I definitely appreciate all the help that you guys give me here in supporting my work here at Mic Drop Sports. So until tomorrow, guys, I'm Jason. This is Mic Drop Sports. Peace, my friends. See you on the next one.